Well folks, it is time for another beautiful new set of mods for Jurassic World Evolution 3 and yet another breakthrough in terms of modding capabilities. It's not a new species, not quite yet, but it has to be the last hurdle until that truly becomes possible. However, until then, I have three very cool remasters to show you from Narwhaler, including this absolutely gorgeous Triceratops remaster, which takes the colours and puts them onto a new skin, remodels the body a lot, and ends up with this pretty incredible looking. I apologise about the lag, by the way, my computer is having a fit. I was going to skip doing today's video, but then I realised I probably can't, so yeah, absolutely incredible looking one. Absolute beauty. Just throwing some of that colour, throwing some of that patterning onto the frill makes all the difference in the world, makes it look absolutely incredible. Those two spots there, those big eyes, of course. The striping along the horns I think is particularly beautiful. And it's just a very, very cool looking Triceratops. One thing I really like about all of Narwhaler's remasters, and we're going to see three of them in this video, of course all linked down below, is they very much look like the Jurassic World Evolution Triceratops. This one in particular, this skin in particular, is very typical Jurassic World Evolution Triceratops, but it looks better. The head's been remodeled, the body's been redone a little bit, some of the patterns have been redone. Okay, here we go then. Now, the Triceratops in the game has some pretty strong sexual dimorphism. It's a little bit too strong. I think most of us feel the sexual dimorphism is a little bit over the top. So what Narwhaler has done is tweak that sexual dimorphism. So this is the female right here. And as you see, if we flop to the male, flop was not really the word I wanted to use there, but we're going to flop over. There you go. So we've got a different pattern, of course. We've got this shaping and shading around the skull, around the horns there. We've got those eye patterns. That's only on the Papyrano one, but looks absolutely fantastic. But if you just look at the frill, for example, you can see it's bigger on the male, but it's not gigantic. It's not 4 times the size or whatever it is in the default game. The horns are a little bit longer, and they also curve upwards, as you can see at the end there with that extra length. And there's a nice little detail if you just look at the beak as well. The male there has a slightly longer hooked beak. However, everybody remodels Triceratops. As I said, we've already had a fantastic one from Wheat, so Narwhaler, in their second of today's remasters, has also tackled the Stygimoloch. We've got improved sexual dimorphism, but the main thing we're going to notice here are the changed proportions, particularly on the head. Again, very Jurassic World Evolution, very Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Dominion? Fallen Kingdom, but the head has been shrunk down quite a lot and now has a more typical Stygimoloch sort of shape. Now there's another very cool change that I want to highlight. It's going to be a little bit harder to see. I need some light. There you go. As you can see, let me just swap back to default there. They've also given it, just to emphasize that sort of demonic look that Stygimoloch has, the name, the you know, jutting out of the horns and everything, that slightly hellish, demonic kind of visage that Stygimoloch has. They've given it goat eyes, and I think it's a really good, I mean, it's a good fit anyway for herbivorous dinosaurs in general, grazers like the Stygimoloch, but you know, it has those, I mean, that reflection is pretty sweet actually. It has those ties with demonicness and, you know, Black Phillip, etc, etc, so I think that's a really cool little change as well. We once again have some improved sexual dimorphism as well, so this is our female Stygimoloch. Again, you can see those reproportioned skull, etc, but if I hit the T button, shabow, you can see some pretty cool sexual dimorphism changes there, again, mainly around the skull. So of course, two prominent differences. We've got the larger head bump there, and those horns, well, not really horns, the bones, the spikes at the back of the skull, at the back of the head, are more prominent on the male. You can do it, buddy. Little hop? No little hop for the Nothosaurus. So Nothosaurus has also had a little bit of a remaster. This is the female here, and over here we've got a very cool looking male, to say the least. So we've got added a sexual dimorphism. Nothosaurus is not sexually dimorphic by default, so that's been added to the game. I'm going to show you that. What are you doing, you bendy so-and-so? I'm going to show you that in just a moment in the hatchery. But there's also some model tweaks and pattern tweaks as well. They've retained the same colours but made it a lot more interesting by how those colours are displayed along the body. And as you can see, this male here in particular looks pretty bloody fantastic. Actually looks really cool, which is kind of unlike... Look, I love Nothosaurus. It's one of my favourite Nothosaurids. But it definitely looks more interesting than it usually does, to say the least. How long are you going to spend inside each other? What are we doing here? Oof. You tell them, buddy. It's a good time to showcase something, though. So the sexual dimorphism, I'm going to just kind of show you that here. As you can see, the side spikes here, in particular on the male, are a little bit longer than they are on the female. So it's, again, subtle sexual dimorphism. It's nothing gigantically noticeable, but between that and the pattern changes, we've got a more interesting dinosaur. So those were Narwhala's 3 remasters, but as I said, there has been a brand new breakthrough. The latest mod on the Nexus, as of this video, is a brand new breakthrough, something we've never been able to do before in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Let's go check it out. You're beautiful, aren't you? That man has a wibbly neck, and that Baryonyx is very curious.
Respect for the great minds behind this hybrid. The research it required, the careful genetic splicing of so many exaggerated predator characteristics. Now I respect its creators far less, but the Indominus Rex itself still demands awe.
I need someone to be able to edit those sound files so it can just change to my voice and it goes Ultimasaurus instead of Indominus Rex, and then Dura herself continues talking. So yes, this is of course Ultimasaurus. This will be the same Ultimasaurus you'll have seen several times across Jurassic World Evolution 2, etc. This is by Viral Cyclopes, Draco Warrior, Game Videos for Life, and in the past Feilong. Some of their work has been continued as well, and also Mecha and Glitch Gaming for the screenshots, which I will invariably steal for the thumbnail for this video. So why is this so special? It's a very cool Ultimasaurus, but what makes this different? Well, to really showcase that, we're gonna have to go hop back to the hatchery. So here we've got our Indominus Rex. Now you'll have seen in past videos I've done a modding for Evolution 3. We've showcased like the Demon Carnotaurus and stuff, and they've always been skins. And those skins were capable of remodeling the dinosaur, but they were always skins. They were always here in the default cosmetic set. For the very first time with the introduction of this Ultimasaurus, so big credit to everyone I just mentioned a moment ago, we can now have... I decided to break, there we go. We can now have a separate cosmetic set. So this is an entirely new body morph contained within the dinosaur. It is just one step removed from new species. For all intents and purposes, it may as well be a new species. So as you can see, we have this Ultimasaurus cosmetic set, and it's got all these different colors. So this was not possible at all until this latest mod. And as you can see, we've got lots of colors here. So this is actually, I believe, the very first mod to also use the expanded colors core mod. So you'll want to download this before you download Ultimasaurus, but it lets them add a bunch more variants. As you can see, usually you'd end there. That would be the default. So we've got, 2.5 times more variants or something like that. All these different colors available. Same with the pattern. It can get a little bit funky, go a little bit crazy. And as you'll see at the top, there is another arrow over here. So if you've been wondering where this skin is, boop, there it is. That's the one you're looking for, the Chaos Effect skin. Now, they haven't quite figured out why this has its own cosmetic thing. That's a little bit strange. But it's there and available if you wanted to use the Chaos Effect skin, which of course you do. It's very cool in a very strange way. Either way, this is very, very exciting, and again opens the door up to more possibilities. For example, Wheat recently released those Triceratops remasters. They could now be a second cosmetic set instead of replacing the Evolution Triceratops. So big shout out to everyone involved in this mod, as mentioned, for breaking down another hurdle. Every time I say there's one to go, we find another hurdle, but new species have to be somewhat on the verge. It's definitely being worked on, and we are now very, very close. I don't know about you, I quite like that we don't instantly get access. I quite like that it's something we sort of have to wait for. It kind of builds up the hype in these first few months. The game's been out for, 5-6 months at this point, so it's pretty cool that you know, there's new things to be broken down, new things to be changed. Where the heck have you gone? There you are. Right. But yeah, so as you can see, we've got this very cool custom skin as well. And there it is, Ultimasaurus, breaking down hurdles, breaking down barriers, looking super weird in the process, as Ultimasaurus is wont to do. That's it from me today, folks. 3 fantastic remasters and yet another breakthrough. I need to go lie down. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you all very, very soon for a little bit of talk on Jurassic World 8? Is it 8? 8. Cheers much of as always. Bye-bye.